I'm David Mullock, a game production instructor with the Los Angeles Film School, here to talk to you about our associate's and bachelor's degree programs in game production and design. But first, a bit about my career in the game industry and how I came to join the LA Film School faculty. I began my career as a game designer and programmer at an educational software and game publisher called Edgeware Services. I eventually joined the Walt Disney Company as its very first game producer, overseeing the development of games based on Disney properties such as DuckTales and Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I then turned to the dark side by becoming creative director at Cyberdreams, a publisher specializing in games developed in collaboration with famous names from science fiction, fantasy, and horror. I next was hired by the 3DO Company to be development director of the Heroes of Might and Magic strategy game franchise. After developing two major titles in the Heroes franchise, I joined the giant game publisher Activision, originally as a Star Trek producer. I also produced motion capture sequences for Tony Hawk American Wasteland and oversaw development of Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. When my contract with Activision expired, I returned to producing children's games by becoming executive producer at Spin Master, the third largest toy company in North America, where I developed online games based upon Spin Master toy lines such as Tech Deck and Bakugan. Over the years, I've become more and more interested in the merging of games and education. I've spoken at many venues on how to use game mechanics to make learning more engaging, and worked with the Boy Scouts of America on creating their new Game Design Merit Badge. After also serving on the Los Angeles Film School's Game Program Advisory Committee for a couple of years, I am now a member of its faculty so that I can share my experiences with students pursuing a career in the game industry. I'm sure that most of you listening to this presentation love to play games. Gamers come in all shapes and sizes. According to the Entertainment Software Rating Board, 59% of all Americans play video games. The average game player is 31 years old and has been playing games for 14 years. 48% of all gamers are women. And perhaps most surprising of all to those familiar with the myth that gamers are only teenage boys, just 25% of gamers are under the age of 18, while 26% are over 50 years old. Games are for everybody. Refining the rules and balancing the game elements based upon the feedback they receive. Level designers are game design specialists who create the game's environments. They too may start their work on paper, planning out where to place each level's spawn points, paths, resources, obstacles, and goals. Level designers then use a level editor tool to create their game levels, including placing in all the artwork for decorating their environments. Games require a lot of artwork, and so game artists comprise a large percentage of the development team. Game art may start as a concept etch, which once approved is then modeled as a 3D wireframe, wrapped with surface textures, rigged to move properly for animation, and then animated. Usually art specialists are individually assigned to each of these tasks, as well as lighting game environments, making cinematic cutscenes, and creating 2D artwork for icons, buttons, and other user interface elements. Sound plays a critical role in creating the emotional experience of a game. Sound designers shape that experience through music, sound effects, and voiceovers. They may record live music played by musicians or compose it on a music synthesizer. If they can't find the sound effect they need from a sound library, they will go out into the field to record it. They also record the voiceovers for all the characters, sometimes applying special effects like echo and reverb. Sound designers then sync all these separate audio tracks with a game's animations or cutscenes using a sound editing tool. Game programmers are responsible for implementing the design, art, and audio on the game's platform, whether it be a gaming console, personal computer, smartphone, or web browser. Games are extremely complicated works, and programmers need to be very adept at getting everything to work together properly. Programmers need to know how to break every feature of a game down to its most basic steps, and then encode them in the programming language that a machine can understand. Programmers are the glue that holds everything together. With so many moving pieces, there are many things that can go wrong in a game. It is the job of a quality assurance tester to verify that all the features work properly and find any bugs. Testers follow detailed test plans to make sure that they try all the game's choices, and when they find a problem, they write up a bug report with sufficient detail for the development team to track the problem down and fix it. The team's activities are coordinated by the team leader, also called a project manager, development director, or producer. The producer's job is to ensure that everyone is doing the right task at the right time and that there are no obstacles keeping anyone from being productive. A producer keeps records of all team meetings, provides logistical support, tracks the team's progress, and reports that progress back to management. A producer must have very good people skills and knows when to be a manager, a coach, a delegator, and a cheerleader. With all the effort required to make a game, teams cannot simply build one and hope that there will be customers there to buy it. Teams also need business development specialists to seek out publishers, clients, or investors to fund projects, as well as marketing specialists to rally potential customers through advertising and public relations campaigns. Game development is a business, a big business, and so these business people are needed to keep everyone happily employed. Design, programming, art, audio, testing, marketing, there's a lot that goes into making a game, but fortunately our curriculum covers all of it. If you don't know yet what position you aspire to in the game industry, our program will give you a taste of everything. And even if you do know what you want to specialize in, it is vital that you understand the job function of your coworkers to successfully work in a team environment. We at the Los Angeles Film School are fortunate that our faculty has first-hand experience working in game production, having developed AAA titles like Call of Duty, Guitar Hero, and Age of Empires. We don't just give you a theoretical knowledge of game production, we're able to share our actual experience about what it takes to succeed in the game industry. Through our professional contacts, we maintain a close relationship with the game development community. We brought in game developers and recruiters to talk on our campus radio program, and our classes have been used to field test design tools created by our industry colleagues. We make field trips to local game studios such as Blizzard Entertainment, and last year we hosted a public game prototyping event with the International Game Developers Association. With our game program being under the umbrella of the Los Angeles Film School, we maintain a close relationship with the Hollywood community as well. Not only have there been many games based on films and films based on games, but people in the film and television industry also lend their talents to game development. I've hired John Ottman, director Bryan Singer's longtime editor and composer, to compose the soundtrack for I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, and voiceover talent John DiMaggio, best known as the voice of Bender on Futurama, to voice characters on Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. We also provide many opportunities for students from our various programs to network with each other. There are informal gathering spots throughout the school, as well as organized events such as game fairs and movie screenings featuring some of the most famous names in the entertainment industry as speakers. We also continuously look for opportunities for students and faculty from different programs to work together. Of course, what matters most are the games. You will have many opportunities to create games in our program, both individually and in collaboration with other students. Best of all, you own any work you create, and you're free to publish them on your own. Some of our students have published their game projects through Kongregate and the App Store. Our goal at the Los Angeles Film School is to give you the experience, skills, and knowledge to be a competitive candidate for entry-level jobs in the game industry. With our broad-based curriculum, candidates are qualified for a wide variety of game industry positions. Our students have gone on to find positions at such prestigious game companies as Activision, Disney Interactive, Riot Games, Square Enix, and Take-Two Interactive, where they have worked on AAA franchises like Borderlands, Call of Duty, Marvel, Soul Calibur, and XCOM. Each month we hold a game fair where students, faculty, and even potential employers can see our students' work. Let's take a closer look.